Imagine waking up in the middle of the night. A strange hum vibrates through your room. You try to move, but your body is paralyzed. A bright, blinding light fills your vision. Then, nothing. Hours pass, yet for you, it feels like seconds. When you finally regain consciousness, something is different. There's a scar on your body that wasn't there before. Memories of strange beings flash through your mind, their large black eyes staring into yours. Was it just a dream? Or were you abducted? Alien abductions, one of the most controversial and mind-boggling phenomena in modern history. Some claim they are real, with thousands of reported cases worldwide. Others dismiss them as hallucinations, sleep paralysis, or even elaborate hoaxes. But what if there's more to these stories than mere fantasy? What if we are being taken, studied, by extraterrestrial entities far beyond our comprehension? For decades, abductees have described eerily similar encounters. Unexplained missing time, strange lights, bizarre medical examinations, and encounters with non-human beings. Many report waking up with mysterious scars, implants, or fragmented memories of floating through walls and being inside a blindingly bright spacecraft. Some even claim to have received telepathic messages about the fate of humanity. These cases have intrigued scientists, skeptics, and believers alike, leaving us with a chilling question. Are we alone? Or are we being watched and taken against our will? Tonight, we will explore some of the most mysterious and chilling alien abduction cases, analyze the evidence, and ask the ultimate question. Are these encounters real, or just an illusion of the human mind? The Barney and Betty Hill abduction, the case that started it all, was the night of September 19, 1961. Barney and Betty Hill, a married couple from New Hampshire, were driving home from a vacation in Canada when they noticed a strange light in the sky. At first, they thought it was a plane, but soon the object descended rapidly, moving in ways no known aircraft could. Panic set in. Barney pulled over and grabbed his binoculars, and what he saw sent chills down his spine. A massive, disc-shaped craft hovered silently in the night sky, and through its windows, he could see humanoid figures staring down at them. Terrified, the Hills sped away, but the craft pursued them, enveloping their car in a bright light. The next thing they knew, they were 35 miles down the road with no memory of how they got there. Hours had passed, yet they could not recall a single moment. Over time, strange dreams and flashbacks haunted Betty, filled with images of non-human beings, glowing instruments, and medical procedures. Desperate for answers, they underwent hypnotic regression therapy, and what emerged from their subconscious was horrifying. They described being taken aboard a spacecraft, subjected to bizarre medical tests, and shown a mysterious star map, one that, years later, would eerily resemble the real-life Zeta Reticuli star system. Skeptics argued that their experience was a case of false memory syndrome, sleep paralysis, or even the influence of science fiction. But could two ordinary people fabricate such a detailed and chilling account? And if it was all in their minds, how did Betty's star map match an actual cosmic location, one unknown to astronomers at the time? Even more disturbing, medical. Examinations found a strange pink powder on Betty's dress, which could not be explained. She also had a triangular pattern of skin damage on her stomach, as if she had been probed with an unknown device. Barney, too, suffered from unexplained anxiety and ulcers following the event. To this day, the Hill abduction remains one of the most well-documented and compelling UFO cases in history. Was it an elaborate hoax, a psychological phenomenon? Or was it truly an extraterrestrial encounter? The Pascagoula incident, alien abduction with physical evidence. Fast forward to October 11, 1973. Charles Hickson and Calvin Parker, two fishermen in Pascagoula, Mississippi, were enjoying a quiet evening on the river when an unearthly egg-shaped craft descended silently before them. Suddenly, three robotic-looking creatures with claw-like hands emerged, paralyzing the men and dragging them aboard. Inside, they were subjected to a terrifying examination, their bodies scanned with an unknown glowing device before being suddenly released, just as mysteriously as they had been taken. Shaken, they rushed to the local sheriff's office to report the incident. The authorities were skeptical, until they secretly recorded the two men when they thought no one was listening. Their hushed, terrified conversation was anything but staged. "They're real." "I know they are," Hickson whispered. Parker, visibly traumatized, barely spoke for years. Unlike many abduction cases, the Pascagoula incident had physical evidence. The sheriff noted how the men's clothes were torn and their skin showed signs of stress and exposure to an unknown force. Even more bizarrely, U.S. military officials secretly interviewed the men, and multiple eyewitnesses later came forward, claiming they too saw a glowing craft in the sky that night. Decades later, Calvin Parker finally broke his silence. He revealed that after the initial abduction, he experienced multiple encounters throughout his life, including telepathic messages from the beings about Earth's future. His story never changed, despite the immense scrutiny and skepticism he faced. Could these encounters be proof of something beyond our understanding? Or are they the result of deeply rooted psychological phenomena, our minds playing tricks on us? The more cases we explore, the deeper the mystery becomes. The Allagash abductions, 4 men, 1 terrifying encounter. If alien abductions were merely hallucinations, why do some cases involve multiple witnesses experiencing the same event? That's exactly what makes the Allagash abductions one of the most perplexing and chilling cases in UFO history. In August 1976, 4 men, Jack Weiner, Jim Weiner, Charles Foltz, and Charles Rack, went on a canoeing trip in the remote wilderness of Allagash, Maine. One night they saw a bright light hovering over the lake. Curious, they flashed their flashlight toward it, and instantly the craft moved toward them at incredible speed. The next thing they knew, they were back on shore, with no memory of how they got there. But something was wrong. Their campfire, which should have burned for hours, was reduced to mere embers, meaning a large portion of time was missing. Over the years, all 4 men were plagued with nightmares of strange beings, medical procedures, and being trapped in a metallic room. Under hypnosis, they all recounted the same terrifying experience, being taken aboard a ship, examined by non-human entities, and implanted with strange devices. Even more unsettling, their stories never wavered, not even decades later. If this was all a lie, how could 4 men maintain such perfectly consistent testimonies across multiple interviews and lie detector tests? Were they victims of a shared delusion? Or did something far beyond human comprehension happen in the depths of the Maine wilderness that night? The Travis Walton case. A missing man and a national mystery among all alien abduction stories, one case stands above the rest, not just for its incredible details, but because it involved a missing person, multiple eyewitnesses, and an extensive law enforcement investigation. This is the Travis Walton abduction, one of the most famous and controversial UFO encounters in history. It all happened on November 5, 1975, in the dense forests of Snowflake, Arizona. Travis Walton, a 22-year-old logger, was working with a 6-man crew cutting timber deep in the wilderness. As the group drove home that evening, something unbelievable appeared in the sky, a large, glowing saucer hovering just above the treetops. Without thinking, Walton jumped out of the truck and ran toward it, as if drawn to the unknown. His crew screamed at him to come back, but before he could react, a sudden beam of blue light shot out of the craft, striking Walton in the chest. His body lifted into the air, frozen in place, before he vanished. Terrified, the crew sped away, convinced that Walton had been killed. But when they returned, moments later, he was gone. For the next 5 days, Travis Walton was missing without a trace. A massive manhunt ensued, with authorities suspecting foul play. The other loggers were even suspected of murder, but when they all passed multiple lie detector tests, investigators were baffled. Where was Travis and what happened to him? Then, out of nowhere, Walton reappeared, dazed, confused, and in a state of shock. His account was chilling. He remembered waking up in a metallic room surrounded by tall, pale-skinned beings with large eyes. He was examined, poked, and studied, before eventually finding himself outside, wandering a lonely highway 5 days later. His case gained national attention, sparking debates between believers and skeptics. But even today, Every single member of Walton's crew stands by their story, passing multiple polygraph tests, despite immense pressure. Was Walton abducted by extraterrestrials, or was this an elaborate hoax that spiraled out of control? Missing time, the strangest pattern in abduction. Cases. One of the most chilling aspects of alien abductions is the phenomenon of missing time, when victims experience an unexplained gap in their memory. They may be driving down a road, walking, home, or even lying in bed, when suddenly hours vanish in the blink of an eye. This chilling theory suggests that abductions aren't just about medical examinations, they're about manipulating DNA, perhaps even breeding a new form of life. Some abductees have even reported seeing hybrid children aboard alien craft, children who appeared part human, part extraterrestrial. Is it possible that an advanced non-human intelligence is subtly intervening in human evolution? If so, for what purpose? Are they trying to save us or replace us? This idea might sound like pure science fiction, but the consistency of reports dating back decades raises disturbing questions. Are abductions a multidimensional phenomenon? While most alien abduction cases assume that these beings come from another planet, some researchers propose an even more mind-bending theory. What if these entities aren't from another world, but from another dimension? Physics tells us that other dimensions beyond our perception could exist. Some researchers believe that alien abductions may be connected to interdimensional travel, with these entities crossing over into our reality, briefly interacting with us before vanishing back into their own realm. This could explain why UFOs defy known physics, disappearing instantly, changing shape, or moving at impossible speeds. If these beings can manipulate higher dimensions, they wouldn't need spaceships in the traditional sense. They could simply step between realities. Could alien abductions be glimpses of a hidden, parallel existence? If so, what is their true purpose? The final verdict, real or hoax. So, are alien abductions real, or just an elaborate hoax fueled by fear, fantasy, and the unknown? On one side, skeptics argue that sleep paralysis, false memories, and hypnotic suggestion explain most cases. There is no definitive proof, no clear video, no recovered alien technology. Governments haven't officially confirmed extraterrestrial contact. On the other side, believers counter that too many cases share identical details, even across cultures and time periods. Some abductees have undergone polygraph tests and passed, even decades later. Official investigations like Project Blue Book and the Pentagon's UAP programs suggest that governments know more than they admit. In the end, the truth remains elusive. Perhaps abductions are real, but their true nature is beyond human comprehension. Or maybe the real mystery isn't extraterrestrials at all, but the hidden corners of our own minds, capable of creating experiences so vivid that they feel indistinguishable from reality. But before we dismiss abductions as mere hallucinations, let's ask ourselves, if these experiences aren't real, then why do they keep happening? And if they are real, what do these beings really want? What do you think? Are alien abductions real or just psychological illusions? Let me know in the comments. And if you found this video fascinating, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon so you never miss more deep dives into the unknown. Many abductees report waking up in strange locations, with no recollection of how they got there. Others experience physical marks on their bodies, like puncture wounds, geometric scars, or even implants discovered under their skin. Some claim they have been shown visions of Earth's destruction, as if extraterrestrial beings were trying to warn humanity of its fate. Even more disturbing? The patterns across cases. Victims often describe bright lights before blacking out, strange humming, noises or electronic buzzing, shadowy figures appearing in their rooms feeling paralyzed while something watches them. Could all these stories really be hallucinations, misremembered dreams, or sleep paralysis? Or is there a coordinated, ongoing extraterrestrial presence abducting humans for reasons we cannot yet comprehend? Scientific and psychological explanations, are they all in our minds? Skeptics argue that alien abductions are nothing more than psychological phenomena. Conditions like sleep paralysis, false memories, and hypnagogic hallucinations could explain many encounters. Sleep paralysis, for example, is a terrifying experience where people wake up unable to move, often feeling a dark presence in the room. Some neuroscientists believe that abduction stories stem from the brain misfiring during sleep, creating vivid, dream-like experiences that feel real. Then there's hypnotic regression, the controversial method used in many abduction cases. Critics claim that hypnosis can plant false memories, leading people to recall events that never actually happened. The brain is incredibly suggestible, and in moments of trauma, it can fill in missing details with imagined experiences. But here's the real question. If abductions are just psychological, why do so many unrelated people describe the same details, the same beings, the same medical procedures, the same missing time? Are we really dealing with a collective illusion? Or something beyond science's current understanding? Government cover-ups? The strange link between UFOs and abductions? For decades, world governments have denied the existence of extraterrestrial encounters, but recent events suggest that they might know more than they admit. In 2020, the US Pentagon officially confirmed the existence of unidentified aerial phenomena, UAPs, a groundbreaking admission that objects beyond known technology have been observed. And with the declassification of UFO files worldwide, evidence of possible extraterrestrial interactions has begun to surface. Some researchers argue that alien abductions might be part of a larger cover-up, a secret study of human physiology, either conducted by extraterrestrials or with the knowledge of certain intelligence agencies. Leaked documents have even hinted at classified projects related to UFOs and human encounters. Could governments be aware of alien contact, but suppressing the truth to avoid mass panic? Or is this just another layer of conspiracy, fueled by speculation? The deeper we dig into the world of alien abductions, the more unsettling the questions become. The unanswered questions and the truth behind abductions, despite all the evidence, testimonies, and investigations, alien abductions remain one of the greatest unsolved mysteries of our time. Are they real encounters with extraterrestrial beings, psychological illusions, or something else entirely, something even stranger than we can imagine? What's most disturbing is that many abductees share eerily similar experiences, despite living in different parts of the world, never having met, and in many cases never having been exposed to UFO lore before their encounters. If this were all just hallucination or sleep paralysis, why do so many victims recall being taken aboard circular metallic rooms with glowing walls, seeing tall, slender beings with large eyes and pale skin experiencing telepathic communication, instead of spoken words, undergoing strange medical examinations, as if they were test subjects having memories suppressed, only to resurface later in life through sudden flashes or hypnosis? Even stranger, many abduction cases report implants embedded under the skin. When removed, these small metallic fragments defy known technology, containing unusual isotopic compositions or electromagnetic properties unlike anything naturally found on Earth. But here's where things take an even darker turn. Are we being monitored? The hybrid theory and the hidden agenda. A growing number of abductees claim that their experiences were not random, but part of a systematic, long-term study of human biology and genetics. Some researchers propose the hybrid theory, the idea that extraterrestrial beings may be conducting genetic experiments on humans, attempting to create a hybrid species.